For a little segment we call Is That McNuts with Monica McNutt. That's her dropping her phone and casually strolling in an hour and a half late. McNutt, great to have you.
It was a long day yesterday. It's chill. It's Friday.
Number one, is it McNuts to say the Knicks will repeat as champs next year?
Yeah, and these are my guys, and I'd love to see it. But we've got 8 champions in 8 years. Will they be the first to buck the trend? It just feels like the league is not really designed for dynasties, repeats right now. And that's okay. Could they buck it? We'll have to wait and see. But right now, I'm going with the pattern.
Their starting 5 played about 88% of the available regular season games. That's extraordinary health. McNutt, number 2. If I said LeBron will leave the Lakers this offseason, is that McNuts?
No, it's not McNuts at all. I'm not 100% sure where he's going. I don't know that. But he could do whatever he wants at this point. And it's clear that the Lakers kind of need to begin to move into their future, which in the long term will not include LeBron. It's been a fantastic career, but it's wrapping up.
The guy has been the ultimate content machine. I don't know what we're going to do when he's gone. Maybe we go down to 3 days a week. Finally, is it McNuts to say Giannis will be on a new team next season?
Nah, it's not at all. It seems like we are... Untenable is a strong word, but I feel like we're heading there, even though maybe Giannis himself might not want to say it. But at this point, the back and forth and I'll let Vinny elaborate on that. It just, move on. Move on. He brought a championship to the city, but it clearly is not working any longer.
All right, let's get Wendy and Vince Goodwill in here as well for this conversation. Wendy, I want to begin with you. Is Giannis the biggest chip everyone is waiting for this offseason in the NBA?
Absolutely, without question, because even though there may only be 2 or 3 teams that are truly in the Giannis bidding, when you have a trade of this magnitude with potentially a bunch of pieces moving around, very often there's cascading side deals. A classic example of this was a couple of years ago when Dame Lillard was traded. We had no idea where he was going. He goes to Milwaukee, but that ended up leading Drew Holiday to be rerouted to the Celtics. And that Drew Holiday trade to the Celtics was one of the most consequential moves of that entire offseason. And the Celtics didn't even know it was going to be possible until they saw Dame Lillard get moved. So when you have a team like the Los Angeles Lakers that have enormous amounts of salary cap space and they're not sure how they're going to spend it, they're watching this Giannis situation very closely, because even though they're not going to get Giannis, a trade could end up falling into their lap that it could end up really helping them.
The timing of these situations is always fascinating because of what it means, not for the teams involved, but for everyone else with the ancillary ripple effects. What do you think happens if a Giannis trade doesn't go down soon?
It better. Because, hey, what are we going to be talking about if it doesn't happen? But secondarily, if you think about it, this thing is dragged on for so long. Will he, won't he? And it doesn't seem like there's a future for Giannis in Milwaukee as far as where he needs to go. Secondarily, if you're one of these other teams, you're Boston, if you're Miami, you can't make contingency plans. When you get Giannis, you know what you also have to get? Shooting. You know what you also have to get? Maybe another backup big. You can't go and get those things until you get the big piece and you know that you actually have the big piece, and especially if it's Miami. Let's say it's Miami. They probably have to get a third team involved. Who's that third team going to be? Does that involve Tyler Hero? What does that mean? So a lot of NBA business cannot start until this piece of business is handled.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm with Vinny. It needs to get done sooner rather than later. I don't know exactly what it looks like, but you definitely have to get pieces around Giannis. And I also think you've got to make sure that you've got the personality pieces that are going to be required. I mean, Giannis is a big-time superstar. He comes with big-time superstar things. We'll see. I'm just not sure where he is at this point in his career. Is he still a very valuable asset? 100%. I mean, he's a guy that is constant conversation in the MVP race when you just look at it statistically. But we've not seen him really perform in a postseason in 3 years now. So I'm really fascinated to see what teams think that they're going to do if they make this move.
Health, ultimately a concern as well. Wendy, final word. Jump back in here.
Yeah, so I feel like the whole league to a certain extent is going to change when Giannis is moved. And I do believe he will be moved. And when that happens, there's going to be a change in the balance of power. The team that acquires him is going to become on some level a contender. And so that's why we spend all of this time paying attention to it. But when you're trading a player that makes $50 million in this modern day and age, it's extraordinarily complicated. And that's why it's very tedious. But every single day that goes by, these negotiations, it's because there's so much stakes, there's so much skin in the game, and that's why we talk about it every day.
It was so much fun when this started with Giannis saying, I don't want to request a trade. I just, remember all that?
Yeah, it was very annoying.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, come on,
Wrap it
let's
up.
go.
We got other things to get to. We've already wrapped the Cowboys this summer. We got to wrap LeBron. We got to get Giannis. We're trying to get to business.
It's the offseason of Giannis. The Bucks are listening to offers for the two-time MVP. He said last year that it might be time to move on. Team owner Jimmy Haslam says we'll find out soon whether Giannis signs a max contract to stay or is moved. Front office insider Bobby Marks joins us now. So Bobby, let's dive deeper on a potential Giannis trade. What makes the most sense from the Bucks' perspective?
I still think it's Miami, just because they check the 3 boxes that Milwaukee would be looking for. Certainly, when you look at a win now player, which would be Tyler Hero, the former All-Star, who's entering the last year of his contract. Young players on controllable contracts with Khalil Ware and Jaime Jaquez. And then you look at the draft equity. Miami's got the 13th pick in the draft next week. They also have 2 future firsts that they can move in a deal, pick swaps there. So I do think it's Miami, just based on the 3 criterias that Milwaukee would be looking for.
All right, it feels like the last couple of summers have been the summer.
So, Giannis. We haven't talked about Giannis for months.
Yeah.
Giannis talks are heating up again. Let's make a little segue and transition here. The Heat have been chasing Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yes, I did say that. The Miami Heat for months, and the 2-time MVP sounds interested in ending up in Miami. But the Bucks don't appear to be in love with what the Heat are offering, according to ESPN's Brian Windhorst in his most recent reports. The Celtics are another team with whom Giannis would be willing to sign an extension, though Windhorst notes that Boston is somewhat wary for a few reasons. One being they've had championship-level success with their Jason Tatum-Jalen Brown duo, and they'd have to entirely change the way they play if they were to acquire Giannis. Danny, I'll start with you.
Yep.
Where do you think the best fit for Giannis would be?
I mean, I'd rather see him. I spoke about this, and we've been talking about Giannis for a while.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we got a break
Yeah.
for the playoffs. I want to see him go somewhere where he can build his own. Like, he doesn't need to go to a team that's already good and that's ready to. I think his main destination was the Knicks. The Knicks don't need him anymore right now. So, like, now he's got to reroute somewhere else. That's why Boston then is in, or talks in the mix of it. I think he should try to team up with a Anthony Edwards or a Devin Booker, if he could. Miami out of these 2, I think it's better for him to find and build his own team. If he goes to Boston, they already have a system in place. They're already really good. I think he's a better fit in Boston, but I like Miami for him individually to do it on his own. It's a good organization. They have the atmosphere. They have all the pieces, the front office, and they'll find pieces around him. But Boston is probably what he needs and what they need, right? They shoot a lot of threes. They need a guy to mix it up to give that balance. They need somebody that gives you more twos, more pressure on the rim, but you have to let go of one of those other guys. And if it doesn't happen, now you might have a locker room that's not very happy. So you gotta be careful with how you move when it comes to this trade or trade talk. But yeah, even though Joe Mazzulla loves threes, I think this is what he needs to force them to change their offense just a little bit.
Devin Booker thing's interesting. Perk?
Yeah, I like what Danny's saying. Maybe Phoenix, Minnesota would be great. But the problem is this, DG, Allie, is that he don't want to be on the West Coast.
Yeah, he wants to stay east.
He wants to stay east. Okay, so now that limits the options. And
he wants to be somewhere nice too, right? He wants to be with the sun. I feel like
So he wants Miami.
This part in his career, he wants some sun. He wants to be east.
He want to wiggle his toes in the sand a little bit.
Yeah.
But with that being said, my thing is this when it comes to Giannis, right? Giannis is a guy that absolutely moves the goalposts. And I know a lot of people out there, like the audience, the roadies right now, they're saying, well, shit, Milwaukee, they don't have to move Giannis where he wants to go. And I'm like, the hell if they don't.
He has leverage.
Because what people don't realize, he has fucking leverage. Because no team is going to want a Kawhi Leonard type deal. Meaning no team is going to want him for a short-term rental.
1 year.
No, they want to buy. Yeah, they want to buy that car.
Deal, right? He has 1 year left in his deal. And there ain't no guarantee you're going to win a championship. And if you trade all those pieces away for him and everything's gone after a year, it's like, What the hell?
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Allie here, Richard here. If you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to go hit that subscribe button to stay tapped in with Road Trippin' all season long. You don't want to miss what we have in store. So subscribe, hit that notification bell, tell a friend to tell a friend. Road Trippin' is here. We're taking over.
No, stop blaming us for what Perk says.
You don't want to lease the car. Go ahead and buy that vehicle. Like, you want to buy that vehicle. You want to lock him in for at least 3-4 years. To me, Boston, and I'm not being a homer, he needs to go to the Celtics with Jason Tatum. Like, I'm to the point now, and they would never say it publicly. This is my own personal opinion. Like, I didn't get this from no inside source with the Celtics. But I just feel like at this point, Jalen Brown is somewhat talking himself right up out of that organization with his live stream. And people may say, man, Perk, you overreacting or you tripping. No, the fuck I'm not. Because, Allie, you've been in locker rooms, you played at a high level. In college, you covered at a high level. That's why you got all them fucking Emmys. DG, 3-time champion. And y'all know, like I know, that podcasting, that shit was not gonna be tolerated in our locker room because it breaks a trust. Like, the most important thing that you need when you're trying to go win a championship is you need trust. Like, we don't want to, hey, man, we got to be careful what we say around you, man. You sure we okay to have film session? Because we don't know what this motherfucker may go say on this thing. Like, I feel like JB done got to this point, and it makes sense to me. JB the one that came out on his podcast, on this show, and said, what, this was the best season of my career. After he just won a championship and finals MVP and conference finals MVP, and Jason Tatum was sidelined. Jason Tatum may not ever say nothing about it, but if I'm Jason Tatum, I feel some type of way. Like, damn, dog, I was out this year. I was out this year with an Achilles injury. And I'm just looking at it like you said, it brings that balance. Because when you have a dominant player like Giannis, Joe Mazzulla is going to be forced to change some things. And they don't need to add more pieces. Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Jason Tatum. That's enough right there to put them right back in the thick of things and saying, okay, we can look the Knicks eye to eye because the Knicks should be favored out of respect. We can look them, you know what I'm saying, and make that shit happen.
So you're thinking Giannis in Boston, which would mean no more Jalen Brown there.
Yeah. You have to get one of them, Jason or Jalen.
And you're going with Jalen Brown.
He's saying Jalen.
You ain't getting rid of Tatum. Like, Tatum he's the perfect poster boy.
Poster child.
He really is. Like, he ain't causing no distractions. You know what I'm saying? He got the, he got the fresh look, fade all the time. He got the whole
dad
look
thing going on.
Yeah, man. And on top of that,
Ella May's the girl, you know what I'm saying? Boy, living good. Pop's in the building. Mom's is there.
Yeah. And on top of that, he got the game.
Yeah.
But you see, you see those comments right there? I'm reading one. Like, people don't understand. I hear what Perk's saying, but so many guys have podcasts or do podcasts to me. It's kind of past Perk's point. No, the fuck is not.
No, back in 2017, we launched Road Trippin'. We launched this exact bad boy, and we had to change our schedule. This was 10 years ago, and I'm telling you, it's not getting any easier or lighter. We had to change our release schedule because if the Cavs lost, it was because we podcasted, which we all know that there is 24 hours in a day, and you're not spending you're not doing anything wrong, sitting there building camaraderie, building chemistry with your teammates, but it's a perception thing.
No, it is a perception thing. Yeah. In other places, they limit, even if you have podcasts, they limit, especially during the playoffs, of how much you use them or do them. Obviously, Draymond has one doing one, I mean, the roommates, but it's very limited. And JB's more so doing streaming. I've had a few podcasts.